sucker was working to pull this thing out of the tunnel. Sounds like he only had one locomotive running, and that's not a good idea coming out of the tunnel. We've seen them not make it. And he looked like he was struggling there. He was going all right till he got to the top of the hill here, and then he had to just rev the thing. We've seen that before, and then he just rev, and then it just dies. Obviously, yes, this is the 392, because it would be the sister train to the 391. Which, wait, 391? Yeah, either way, it's got truck frames on it, so 391 has truck frames. Or is it the 491? I don't know. So many of them. It's obviously one of the sister trains. I know the 385, 384. One's got frames, one's coming back. And then I think it's the 391 and 392. You just don't very often see the 392 coming back. It's got vehicles in it, so it is not completely empty train anyway. These look like they might be empty. Doesn't look like it's a big train. I believe this train will terminate right here in Sarnia. Most of these cars will just go on other trains and they'll go out. Not a long train anyway, I can already see the end of it. I think the 391 is waiting to go over, so it'll go right after this sucker. After this one gets by, we'll probably get our lights. More likely will be the... Whoa! I just noticed. This is track 3. I have not seen a train come on track 3 in over a year. I just noticed that. I was gonna say the 391 should be coming on track 2. This is track 3, so that's track 3 is the track. It's kind of an emergency track if something's wrong with 2 or 1, or trains are blocking them. Very rarely, and I would say out of the 3,000 trains that I've videoed here, probably I've gotten this 3-4 times tops. I just noticed it. This is an unused line. They don't use it just in cases, so there must be something going on. I'm thinking there's still an end of a train down there on track 1 maybe, and maybe 391's down there sitting on 2. Not sure. We should get our light now that he's past this. My guess is going to be track 2, and it's going to be green, red, red, or yellow, green, red. the Sarnia station. I'm not sure what train this is. They never called nothing. Didn't hear anything over the scanner. No calling the tower. Nothing. Kind of caught me by surprise. I was waiting for a different one going over to the States. Knew they were talking about going soon, but then nothing over the scanner. Then all of a sudden, up the hill it comes from the tunnel. It's unusual. It's only done that for me a couple of times, I think. That's about it. Usually it's done normal procedure, but not always. Heck, I've seen the lights lit up green both directions before. And that's on a single Y over there. Single track to the tunnel. I've seen it lit probably 2 or 3 times. I've seen it lit both directions. They would give a green light, nice, to the tunnel, and then they would send a train from the tunnel, from Michigan, through the tunnel and in, and then they would send over the one to the tunnel that's already still lit. And they would have the first one lit before the one that comes over, so it's all weird. I don't know, there must be a reasoning for it. I know usually how the lights work, but I'm not an expert on it. I don't know 100%. There might be different reasonings for things. Maybe the lights just, they still got to call in and RTC, so it's not like they're both on the track running at each other. They call in ahead of time before they leave and get the okay to go, and that's what's important, I guess. Lights are not always the indication, I guess. Or just because it lights up, they still call. But like I said, I ain't a CN worker, so I don't know exactly. It's getting a little dark out. Sun's already gone down. It's kind of in that twilight mode, or it's not quite all the way down, but clouds are kind of blocking most of it. This camera does make it appear a lot brighter than what it actually is. This is an industrial train. The local moves cars around from the yard to the plants, plants to the yard, stuff like that. Stays within our, well, can't say just within Sarnia here, but I think they might go out as far as like Corunna, wherever. Chemical Valley goes all the way out that way, so I think they go through Corunna even too, so. Getting a little out of focus there, getting over. We do got lights for track 1 here coming, so what I heard them say 491 was calling for customs just before the light went green, but 491 is never track 1, so I don't know what's going on with that. Unless there's something wrong with track 2, because the train came in earlier on track 3. which is not an operating track. It's on the main line, but they just don't usually use it unless there's a special need. Out of a few thousand trains, I've only seen it a couple of times. But they used it today. A little out of focus now and then. It's at that light time. And it gets difficult. Once it gets a little darker, it actually works better. And there she ends. Going into the yard somewhere. Alright. That darn announcement asking passengers to stay behind the yellow line. Well, I'm sorry, but a passenger is on the train. Jeez. That's the definition, I believe. You're not a passenger on a plane if you're still waiting in the airport. You're not a passenger till you're on it. Bad wording, that's all. People didn't think before they did. Seen a headlight behind this thing. Once again, this is the A491. Oh, I saw that car yesterday. Yesterday or 2 days ago, the Aussie one. Might even have been earlier today. I don't think so. It was yesterday. Yesterday or the day before. I've been out today since 11:30 this morning. Started off with an overpass view of the tunnel. Got a train coming out of the tunnel. Only one. I didn't stay for that for very long. Got a couple over at St. Andrews Crossing in the plants, the Chemical Valley, including the CSX. And I got a couple here, and then I left, went to bookstore, decided I'd stop back for a couple minutes or whatever, and this has gotten two now since then. It's only been half an hour. Oh, mind you, the first one, it was an industrial train. It was a big one, but it was an industrial. from a guy I know that does this as well. He says it's not a train if it's on the other tracks. If it's on the yard tracks and it doesn't do less, or it doesn't go more than 15 kilometers an hour, then it's not a train, it's a transfer. I don't know. To me, if it's got an engine, it's pulling cars, it's a mile long, it's a train. Alright, here's the tail of the 491. Got truck frames. Not sure what make or manufacturer these are. I know they do, some of them go to the Ford plant over in Michigan. Alright, that was it, not a lot. There might be more to finish off the train though. Sometimes that happens, in the middle and at the end. Might not be. Oh, it was nice character art. Haven't seen a lot of that in recent days. Not like we used to. Shouldn't be any different, but auto-rack train, you used to see about 4 of them every train. Now it's about maybe 2, maybe 1. So far, I think it was just 1 on this one. 2 right there. Pretty good character art. Just chance, I know. Probably get another one now that I said that. Oh, no more truck frames.